Welcome back to the channel. So today we will be solving this freshworks interview question. So if you want a sequel version of this problem, you can check out Ankit Bansal's YouTube channel. So there he has solved this question in SQL, but here I will be solving in PySpark, right? And I have added or explained a few more edge cases basically. So let's see the input and output and the challenge that we need to solve, right? So here in the input, you can see like we have only one table, and in the output also we need to generate this one table with 4 columns, right? This is quite advanced and interesting problem. Here you will learn a lot of date functions basically, right? So even if you solve in SQL, there also you will learn a lot of date function, and in PySpark also we will be solving. Here also you will learn a lot of date function, right? So let's see the challenge. Find the price at the start of the month and the difference in the price from the previous month for each SQID. Okay, so basically, uh, for each and every month, like start of the month, right? Start of the month means what? First of the month, right? So if you can see here in the output, like from the start to like from the top to bottom, you can see everything is one, and we need to find for each month, like on each month, the first date, what was the price, right? What was the price? And this we need to generate this price column, and then we need to find the price difference. So basically, if you can see here for these 2 days, and the difference is 4, right? For these two, difference is 1. For these two, difference is 0. For these two, difference is 5. So this was for SQID 1, right? And similarly for the second SQID, we have the data, right? So this output we need to generate. Let's see how we can approach this problem, or before approaching the problem, let's see how this price date column in the output and this price column is getting generated, right? Let's understand that first. Okay, let me erase this first quickly. Okay, okay, so here in this question we have two parts. First is when we have a record where we have the data on the first of month, and second, when we don't have. When we don't have, then we have to generate such records using previous month latest record. Previous month latest record. Okay, let's see. So if we see here, for we will understand this first for the SQID 1, then for the SQID 2. Okay, so if you see here, like for the January, we have on we have record for the first of the month, so we have that, but as it is, right? For the same month, we have one more record, so this will help us for the next month, right? If we don't have a record for the uh, next month, right? So you can see here now we have for the February also we have two record, but we have on the first of the month record, so we can write simply write like this. And for the March, you can see here both the records are not on the first of the month, right? So for this one, we will take the help of the previous month. So on previous month, the latest record is 15th, and on 15th, we have 15, right? So for the next month first, the answer will be 15. So that's why on the March 1st, we have 15. Similarly, for April, if you see here, we have record for the 6th, but we don't have for the first. So for this one, we will take help of previous month. So on previous month, 27th was the latest record, and we have the price as 15, so we will write 15 over here. Similarly, for the next month, like April will help us for the next month, that is May. On the May, we have 20 over here, so we have 20 from here, right? Similarly for this one also, like for the January one, we have records, so we have as it is for, and in the January we have two records. So this one doesn't matter. Why? Because we already have on the first of the February. So this is there, and this February will help us to generate the next month. So we have March also. So this is what we need to generate, right? This is what we need to generate. How we can approach this problem? How we can approach this problem? As I mentioned, we have two scenarios, right? First is when we have the records on the first of the first of the month. So what we can do, we can have all those record on the df1, right? We can just filter out wherever the day part is one. Second thing is generating a record where we don't have such scenarios where we have the records in the middle. So for those scenario, what we will do, we will like take help of the previous month. And for the previous month, we need to like, if we have 5 records in a month, right? Let's say on 1st, 20th, 25th, 28th, and 29th. We need to consider the price for 29. So what we will do, we will have a row number on this in the like, and we will rank the row number this in the descending order of the date, and we'll get the price. So for this one, we will use the row number. And then third is like, once we get that those record, then we will generate the next month using add month function. And we will like, fourth, we will like truncate the value. So let's say, let me explain you the truncate. So let's say if we have a record something like 03/20/23. So if we add a month in this, so um, what will happen 15/04/2023. So we need to remove this 15, we need to make this as 01, right? So for this one, we have a inbuilt function date trunc, right? That we will see. And then fifth is, once we do this, we will cover the edge case, and finally we will merge, or we can say that we will union this data frame with this data frame to get the output, right? And then seventh is getting this difference. So for this one, we will use lag, right? This is nothing but what lag. If you are following my YouTube channel, so this task is very easy for you to solve, right? So let's see how the code look like, right? Okay, now here I'm in my Databricks notebook. So if you see here, we are using the same data, right? So let me run this. Okay, so this ran successfully. Now we are like displaying the data, and we are printing the schema. I will explain you why I'm printing the schema over here. So if you see here, we have the data, and we have schema also. The catch over here is we have the day price date in string, right? Price date in string, but we don't want it in string, right? For applying the date function, we need to convert this to date time, right? So what we will use a to date function. So here all the imports are here, right? You can just pause the video and have a look like what all things we are using. So we will use to date function to convert that particular column. So you can see here to date consider uh, two parameter. The first, the column to which we need to convert, and the second is the format in which we need to convert. So we are using this, and since we need to create a new column, so we are using the same column price date. We are just overriding this, right? So this is done, and then we are ordering the data in the ascending order. So let me run this again. Okay, now you can see we have the data, and let me cross check it again so that we are clear that this now converted to the date time. Okay, awesome, right? Okay, now the first task was to get the for like the record where we have the uh, data on the first of the day, right? So here, if you can see here, I'm using a where, right? So what we can do, we can use the like filter also. So you can see here, like wherever the day part was one, we are getting that data, right? So yes, I think so. We will store this in df1. Now, the next thing was generating the row number to filter out the unwanted data basically. So what we are doing, we are using the row number and then partitioning the data. The catch over here is, you can see we are partitioning the data on the 3 columns. That is SQID, that should be there. Second is year, third is month. Why these things? Let me explain you. So if you see here in the input, for the same SQID, we can have like, we need to play on the month level, right? But in a given, like on a large data set, we can have a data for multiple years, right? We can have the January for 2022 also, 2023 also, 1990 also. So that's why we need to make these things unique. We need to grow, like partition the data on year and then month also, right? So that's why we are partitioning the data on year and month, and we are ordering the data on price date in the descending order. So whosoever was the latest will get the rank 1, and we are then filtering the data with rank 1. So this will generate the records for the latest record, and this will help us in generating the next month data. So this is the output, right? We got 27, 15. So for the January, you can see we have 27. We don't have one, right? And here also, if you see here for 27, this was the latest record. Awesome, right? So now this is done. Now, the next step was generating the next month data, right? Next month data. So what we are doing, we are first adding a, like, we are using add month, right? Add month, what it does, it adds a month in a date time column. So you can see here, you can refer this. um, you can see here the syntax is this. We need to pass the columns in which we need to add a month, and how many month we need to add. So that we are doing. So this is done, and then we are using the date trunk on top of it. So basically this date trunk also can accept two parameters. So let me explain where it is. Mm, Okay, now you can see here this accept format, like the year, month, or day, whatever we want to trunk, and then the timestamp column or date time column. So that is done, and this date trunk basically returns a, a timestamp. So that's why we are now converting this to date basically in this format, right? And then we are selecting the required column from here, right? So this is done, and this is the required output basically after that step. So for each and every month we have data. Now the next thing is, as I mentioned, so basically from this we will generate an extra rows which are not required. So if you see here, we have we have generated 1st February 2023 data, but we already have that, right? We already have that. You can see here, we already have that. So what we will do, we will filter out all those records from this data frame which are already present in this data frame, right? That I think makes sense, because this is the source of truth basically, right? If we have the data on the 1st of month, why we will generate it again using the previous month? That is wrong, right? So we will filter that using this. So what we are doing over here, we are creating the list of all the dates which are present in the data frame 1, right? We are using this piece of code. Like, let me explain you how this works. So whenever you want to apply a map, you need to convert that first data frame into the RDD, and then you just use the collect to convert this into the list, right? So this is done. So then now we are just filtering out. So from what is the meaning of this code? We are saying filter out all the record from the df3 which are not present in the df in this list, sorry, in this list, right? And you can see this symbol. This means that all the records which are not there. So let me remove this and run this. If I run this, you can see here we are getting the records which are already there, right? We saw there February month, and like February 1 of 24. Let me explain over here. So you can see here this record was there, this record was there. So these two are duplicates, right? We don't want from the data frame 3, right? We want these records to come from data frame 1. So that's why we need to like negate this basically, ulta, right? So this we got, and now the next thing is just do the union. So we will, like, this is the answer where we don't have like direct solution or direct month data, and this df1 is the solution where we have the direct on the 1st of month data. So we will just do the union of these two. So let me do this. We will do the union, and we will print the data. So if you don't understand this, how union works, or union by, union work, union by name, I have already created a video on this, so you can check out that also. So I think yes, we have generated this partial answer basically, right? So let's cross verify. January, February, uh, January, February, March, April, May, and the record is 10, 14, 15, 15, 20. Let me check over here. Uh, Let me erase this. Okay, so 10, 14, 15, 15, 20. Here also 10, 14, 15, 15, 20. And for the next year, we have 50, 150, 150. And here also, if you see 50, 150, 150. Yeah, I think we have got our required output, right? So this is the partial answer. Now, to get the difference in the column, what we will do, this though quite simple, right? We just need to generate a lag and take a difference with the current column. So this is the code for getting a lag and then taking a difference, right? So this is our final answer. And let me run this again. Yes, this is our required output, right? Let's cross verify the price difference column also. We have null 4105, null 4105, and then null 100 and 0. Here also null 100 and 0. Yes, we have got our required output. So yes, I think if you understood this, like try to pause this video and understand each piece of code and try it by yourself also. I will provide this create data frame statement in the description section, right? Let's meet in the next problem. Until then, bye.